Do you experience tightness here, 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 or here? And have you tried stretching it like this, 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 or this? And still, you get no results? There's a possibility this is not a problem with the muscle. There's many reasons for pain in these areas. Sometimes even tightness of the skin around the hip can elicit symptoms very similar to hip impingement, labral tears, and even hip flexor syndrome. Many times looking at the areas around the hip and not the hip itself can provide a lot of parts of the puzzle that you're missing. Let's use that skin for an example and I'll prove it to you. Before you actually try the exercise with me, I want you to try an audit process. Figure out what activities actually bother your hip. Squatting, picking a leg up, walking, or lunging are really common ones that people get bothered by. Once you've figured out a baseline of what you feel like doing those activities, rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, memorize it, and we're going to come back to it in a couple minutes. Now let's get on to the skin rolling, and I'll demonstrate it. I'll just do a couple spots very quickly, but I want you to pause the video and do it for longer, for about 10 to 20 seconds per area. Now the first area we're going to go is right around the crease of the hip, right around here, which is where a lot of you are probably experiencing the tightness that you're the reason why you're watching this video. And so we're going to grab the skin, not the muscle, and we're not going to pinch, we're going to lift it. We're going to grab it and lift it as if you're doing the scruff of a dog, and we're just going to shake it. Again, I'm not going to spend too long because I want to show you all the areas. You can always pause it and go back again. We're going to go now a little bit more to the bottom, right around the groin area, and even down into the adductor region. We're going to grab and lift and wiggle. Once you hit about 10-15 seconds, we're going to grab, lift, and wiggle and move all the way down, all the way to this area here. Next, we're going to travel up from the area of the groin, and we're going to go back into this area where the crest of the hip follows around here. It's right around the belt line. Let's grab, lift, and wiggle. Most people have really thin skin here, but if you don't worry. Just grab and lift what you can. Next, go all the way to the side here. You're going to start to lose the ability to use both hands the further you get on the side, and that's okay. Then we're going to move a little bit more to the back side here. Grab, lift, and wiggle. The last area we're going to go is up the spine as far as you can with your hands until your shoulders don't have any range anymore. Grab, lift, and wiggle. I know this whole thing sounds ridiculous, but humor me. Now, if that worked for you, you're only going to know if you retest the movements that you tried before. Try them, rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. Do they still bother you or not? Many people watching this video might have the experience where they say, wow, I can't believe that really worked. In that case, watch the remainder of this video. I have more in store for you here. While rolling the skin might provide a lot of relief, it's far from a solution. What it does is it alters pain. So let's just call it what it is. It's a form of pain management. But let's not fool ourselves on this. Pain management is pain management. It doesn't improve hip strength. It doesn't improve core stability. It doesn't improve the ability to walk or run without having any hiccup or any flare-up to return. It's simply altering pain. At Performance Place, we found that skin rolling is just one way we can reduce pain or manage pain associated with symptoms of hip impingement, labral tears, and hip flexor syndrome. Non-invasive forms of pain management such as this help us to get through steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 in full recovery. Step 2 is called activation of the support systems of the hip. Exercises such as this, and this are all really good core or activation exercises. They're good corrective exercises, but they also are not the perfect ones that you'd want to use for someone experiencing groin pain. Pelvic tilts are one of my favorite. I'm going to cover it with you right now so you can follow along in this video as well. And remember, you can rate your symptoms again, do the audit process again, try the exercises or movements that bothered you, scale of 1 to 10, remember it. It might actually change more so after this one than it did after the skin rolling. So posterior tilts are very simple. They're challenging for some people to do because it takes a little bit of thinking. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but what it insinuates is this is a pattern of movement or it's an activity that you really have not been in touch with again. It's like not riding a bike for a long time. You just have to re-educate your body to do it a little bit more. So we're going to draw attention down here to my pelvis region right here. I'm going to raise my arms just so you guys can see what's going on down there, but generally I'll keep my arms at my side when I'm doing this with people too. So we're going to keep it up here for now. What I want to try first is to push your back firmly into the floor and then relax. Push your back firmly into the floor and relax. And we're going to try this about 10 times. This shouldn't create any groin pain. It shouldn't create any IT band stuff, any TFL, glute med, glute max, low back. It should generally just feel like you're doing something. It's not even a hard exercise to do. This is a repatterning exercise. There's not a lot of effort really involved other than just coordination. Once you get the hang of this, we're going to go on to step 2, again, because corrective exercises should be progressed. You shouldn't have the same one to do all the time, is we're actually going to try to take our zipper, the bottom of the zipper of our pants, and we're going to try to feed it up into our mouth, just like so. I know it's not getting there actually, but it kind of insinuates this scooping type of exercise versus just actually a bridge. A bridge is not a bad exercise, but it's probably not the first pick I'd have with people experiencing groin pain. So we're going to feed that belt or that zipper up into your face as far as you can. Some of you might actually feel the quad stretch, which is kind of the top range of this exercise, and it's what I usually look for when people are going through it. If it feels like you're coming up too high and it's becoming a bridge on you, imagine you have a bra strap right around there on the floor. You're not allowed to pick that up. It's glued to the floor, but still try to feed that zipper into your mouth. Usually doing about 20, 30 of these is enough to shake things loose a little bit where you can do an audit process again. So once you've done that, go ahead and stand up. Try the exercise that you once were doing and see if it feels better or not. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Say it out loud. Figure out actually where you're at now as compared to when you started. If it dropped by over half, this is the right approach for you. If that exercise worked for you and you're just wowed by the whole thing, consider working with us. You really should work with us. This 5-step system of recovery is only something you're going to find at Performance Place. We actually created it here. Still not sure if you should work with us? That's okay. We have a learning tool that might be helpful to you. It's going to pop up on the screen right now. Right now. It's coming up right over here. So it's a link that's going to come across the top here. It's actually a webinar that me and Don put on. It's an evergreen webinar. It goes over the 3 hip diagnostic categories. So you guys can learn everything about hip impingement, labral tears, hip flexors, and even things you probably never even heard of before. By watching that webinar, which is no more than 20 minutes, you're going to learn more than you actually have at any other website you've been on and the past 20 YouTube videos that you actually watched. So go get it. It's going to be really useful for you in your adventure of recovery. If you'd like to work with us, please reach out to us at the link at the bottom, or if you're completely ready right now, just go onto our website, click on the Book Now button. You can book in person or virtual. We have both options, and both work really well for people with groin pain. If you want more of a program online that you actually don't have to interact with us, you can do that as well. We have other resources in our online store. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have more videos just like this coming up, or there's a lot of videos that we have in the past in our library that you can subscribe. Use the search function at the top and click in, put in whatever you want, and you'll find a lot of information on there. See you guys next time.